The boys
are back
with another video.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are y'all ready for this?
What is up, everybody? The boys are back in the studio with Week 2 NFL recap.
week dose.
And since it's Week 2 NFL recap, that means we officially have a list of undefeated teams. And we also have a list of teams that they ain't won yet. Now, to open it up a little bit, the undefeated teams, I ranked them a little bit from orders of least surprising to more surprising. So the team starting 2-0, Eagles. Kind of figured.
All right, before you get too far, I'm going to be honest with you, bud. I didn't know that's what we were doing. Probably just picking teams we're going to talk about.
Surprise. I know. You're welcome. I'm keeping it rolling.
So, hopefully you didn't pick this. Never mind. Yeah.
What?
Just go. My bad. Just go. The Eagles. Let's go.
Roll on. All right. Next one up I got is the Ravens. Still not very surprising. I don't know. Kind of figured. Then we got the Dolphins.
But what made the Ravens 2-0?
Well, we're not there yet. We're not there. We're not there yet. Okay. We got the Dolphins. Not surprising. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle.
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, he's been popping off. Next up, we got the 49ers. They still look as good as they did last season towards the end of it. Then we got the Cowboys. They're not at the point where they're going to mess up yet. So they're solid.
Dak's not at his choking stage yet.
Yeah. And then we got the Buccaneers. This is where we're getting to the more surprising area. Because, if you told me before the season started that Baker Mayfield was going to open the season 2-0, I'd be wincing at you.
I gotta disagree with you on Baker Mayfield going 2-0. More like the Buccaneers and Mayfield going 2-0.
Yeah, Tampa Bay all in all.
I'm sorry, but I think the team is carrying Mayfield.
You think?
I think the receivers are what's making Mayfield look good. So.
I mean, yeah, Mike Evans is looking great. But that's besides the point. The next team that I got up on the list is the Falcons.
Yeah.
Because the Falcons opening up 2-0 with Desmond Ridder is absolutely crazy.
But, dude, I mean, Bijan Robinson's just so electrifying to watch.
He's
a human joystick.
Yeah,
so.
he's a really good running back. And he was
you could say receiver, too.
Yeah,
he's out there catching the ball, too.
Receiving back. Whatever you want to call him, he's a really good version of what the NFL needs, really.
Yeah.
Is what it is. And he's showing that perfectly for him. So it's working out. The last one I got on this 2-0 list, because there's only one more team left, is the Commanders.
Yeah, that too is surprising, dude.
The Commanders opening up 2-0 with Sam Howell. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they got Scary Terry and they got Curtis Samuel.
But thing is, though, is that, and we'll get into it later because that is a team that I'm going to bring up in our conversation. But you're starting to see Brian Robinson for Brian Robinson.
Yeah, he's definitely breaking out more this year than he did last year when he first came back from his injury and stuff like that. But I mean, right now you can't speak too bad about them. I mean, they're winning their games, so that's all you can ask from your team at the end of the day.
The game they played against was, not a stretch, but a surprising comeback. So,
yeah. And so now I guess we will go ahead and move on to the other side of things. The team starting 0-2, where it gets
by the way, you're smiling.
Ugly.
I think there's a team on there that I'm sure that's going to hurt your gut saying.
You might see a little bit of a tear roll down my eye. But again, same type, least surprising to most surprising. And I'm very sorry to do it to you, Chris.
Oh, no, I already know.
But the Cardinals opening up at 0-2 to top my list at the least surprising team.
And it don't surprise me at all because, for one, like I said, Joshua Dobbs. I mean, the Giants didn't make him look good, and that's another game I'm going to bring up. The Giants made him look good, but they can't finish a game.
Yeah, I mean, Joshua Dobbs, he's not the answer to anything.
No, he's not.
We're just going to go ahead and move on to the next one.
Yes.
The next 0-2 team that there is that's really surprising to me is the Texans. Although I did think they was going to be a little better than what I'm seeing right now this year, they still got time to turn it around. I think they're just kind of having a rough start.
Well,
it is a really young team.
Yeah, I was going to say they're another young team. The
offense,
AFC South is all nothing but young team.
Yeah, I mean,
besides they got Calvin Ridley. I think.
Yeah, that ain't in the AFC, not the Texans. The Texans don't have Calvin.
No, the Jacksonville. I'm just talking about AFC South being a young team, and then probably one of the oldest guys is Calvin Ridley.
And then after the Texans, we got the Denver Broncos. I'm pretty sure Sean Payton's about to give up on this NFL season, just like I am.
Just get rid of. Just trade Wilson at this point, dude. I mean, at first it was looking good, and then the whole Broncos country. That's right. Y'all were riding straight to 0-2.
Yeah, that ain't no lie.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So now we're going to go ahead and move on, and we got the Chicago Bears at 0-2.
Now, that right there is probably where he's transferring over to surprising.
Yeah,
because I had high hopes for this team.
I don't want to say surprising, oh my gosh, they're 0-2.
No, I was thinking maybe 1-1, but not 0-2.
I would say right in the middle of okay, that's a little weird that they're opening up 0-2. I expected Justin Fields to be on a lot better of a level. A lot better of a level opening up this season than what he's been showing so far. So, I mean, yeah, it's getting right to this is starting to get somebody. And next up, sorry to do it to you, Nick. We got the Patriots opening up 0-2, which they made it right to probably the brink of. Okay, I am surprised that they haven't.
He's got his back turned to you while you're talking about the Patriots.
Yeah, he can't
stomach it right now.
He's
he can't stomach that Mac Jones led this team to 0-2.
You know what time it is? It's time for Bailey Zappi, baby.
I'm telling you, that's why they went and got that other quarterback. So Belichick, Bill Belichick about to be like, you got one more throw, and if you don't lead us, we don't win this game, you're on the bench.
Go to the Jets.
All right. I'm gonna take it a little bit.
From Nick because of that bet he made. Other than interception, be like, it would be my luck that I bet less.
All right, I'm gonna take it light on the Patriots. I'm not trying to hurt my man's heart too much because my heart's hurting on this list too.
We all
And so the next up is the
Brady's over there like, yeah, 1-1.
the next up is
Brady's got that can't relate.
the Vikings. Just because I figured they'd be more on the Cowboys route of things, it's not that point of their season to actually start messing up.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, like if Kirk Cousins could open up the ball more, I mean, I get it. You got Justin Jefferson, the most talented wide receiver. But you got other people you can throw to. Open up the ball more. He during that game against the Eagles, he was opening up more to Hawkinson, and then Addison was starting to get it. KJ Osborne, he can leave. I don't care about him. He dropped the ball twice. All right, and one was a touchdown.
So you're saying Cam Akers done?
No, but since you brought him up, there was a article that they're not yet ready to have him play.
Well, I mean, no, he just transferred over. I'm
I
sure he's
would've
going to
went
have
with
to
it. I'm
wait
sorry,
a
but,
week or
like,
so.
Anything other than Madison, I would just start him. Like, Akers, you're up. Let's go. So
Pick a
but,
fan
yeah.
outside of the
Kirk
stadium
Cousins needs
on
to
Sunday.
start looking for his options. Stop going to Jefferson first. I get it. I mean, if it's 1-on-1, take it. But they're going to double him because he's your first option.
He's also got to be able to make it through his progressions to do that, though. A lot of the times you see him scrambling back out of the pocket because he's not getting his time that he needs. So
I mean,
he's
I get
taking
it,
an
but
extra 3 seconds scrambling out so that he.
So I'm
can
sure there's a
buy
quick
that
check
time.
down somewhere than trying to find Jefferson midway of the field.
That's fair, but I got Jefferson in one of my leagues, so I don't mind it.
Look, I'm playing against somebody that's got Hawkinson, and I'm talking about him opening up to more players. But I also got Addison, so
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and breeze on for the Vikings, and we're gonna move on to the next surprising one, the Chargers. I did not see an 0-2 start in the Chargers' future at all. I just figured
that's honestly
gonna...
I just did a head scratcher. Why are you 0-2?
Yeah, the season's opening up kind of actually really weird. That's fair.
I mean, so is Mahomes, but they're 1-1.
Yeah, they at least won one. They lost their first one, though. That's probably what that was for. It's a Subway commercial. And to end our 0-2 list, we have my Cincinnati Bengals.
I agree with that list just because I am really surprised the Bengals are 0-2.
I was about to say, if you told me that they was going to open up 0-2 before the season started, you would probably have to be this douche. We're going to call him Tony that I work with.
Oh, okay.
For discretion.
We're going to call him this name, but I work with him.
For discretion reasons. You know what? Screw discretion. His name is Greg. and so
he's like, I hope you're watching, Greg.
yeah, I mean, I would personally probably I would have to tell you that you're a hater. There's no way anybody thought that they was going to open up.
From last season to, I mean, with the offseason, Burrow hurting his calf, and then getting healthy, maybe. I could see the 1-0 at the beginning, but then going 0-1 was more like, okay, I don't know what's going on with your team.
Yeah, because that 0-1 was a really bad 0-1.
We lost to Cleveland.
No. Some people know that it was 0-1. We lost, and yes, we lost to Cleveland. We put up 3 points.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
The Cincinnati
there
Reds.
There was no fight.
The Cincinnati Reds, the baseball team, MLB, outscored the Cincinnati Bengals on that Sunday. They put up 7 points, and the Bengals scored 3. And And Joe Burrow passed for, I think, like 82 yards, if I remember right. I don't know.
Dude, fantasy football. I couldn't imagine everybody that had Burrow. Oh, wait, you. Chase. Oh, you again. I couldn't imagine that, like, game opener. And you're like, all right, bro, I got the win. Let's go. Come out and just put up, like, 2 points, 3 points. Like, dang, dude. Really?
They're turning around this week, I hope, after Joey B turns from questionable to healthy. Derrick Henry just
you gotta
changed
monitor
from
that
questionable to
calf,
healthy, so that's good. That wraps it up.
Hold on. I'm going to say one more thing about the Bengals, though. I did just see a video that there's only 2 quarterbacks, like actual quarterbacks, in Cincy. You got, I think, a dude named Browning as your backup.
Yeah, it sounds right.
And then the video had Joe Mixon throwing the football. So there's your third backup.
Yo, that's crazy. That's our emergency quarterback.
I don't know if it's true, but I thought it was pretty funny. Like, you seen him throwing like 5 footballs. I was like, dang, if this is about to happen, like what happened with Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey had to come in and throw the ball.
I got free time this Sunday. What's up? Ooh, is it a home game? Or are we facing them in Los Angeles?
I have no idea.
Low key, if you fly me out, Los Angeles would be a cool little another vacation. But I got a girl, so if you can purchase 2 tickets and like 1 hotel room, make it a little bit of a nice setting.
And like $1 million day contract. 1 day contract.
Just let me get an autograph from Joe Burrow and like $50K for the day.
Sign the contract.
And then like thanking me ahead, not ahead, but next time when Joey B, read this little thing with his cap. Anyway, y'all just let me know if you're interested. 5'7", like severely underweight. We're gonna go ahead and breeze by that. I'm done with the 2-0 and 0-2 teams, but I'm gonna add some more flair to this episode because my parlays are going terrible. So I had 5 busted parlays this past week and on week 2, and I'm gonna let you guys know about them. But we're gonna do that in between the teams that we're talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Chris open up with his first matchup that he had, and then we're gonna get to the little parlay that I had that didn't work.
All right, guys. So the first game I'm going to bring up, but before I bring that up, as you guys always know, when we talk about bets on this, make sure you guys are betting responsibly. So the first game I got is Colts versus Texans. I went into this game hoping a lot would happen with the Colts. It started off great. Anthony Richardson going off for 2 running touchdowns, then ends up getting hurt. That's crazy. Because then it became concussion. So now he's not even playing the next game. So, but, I mean, with Gardner Minshew, I would say Minshew led that team very well. And that he proves that in my eyes, he's the best backup in the NFL. So I feel like Minshew can, lead this team. I was talking to somebody at work about it, actually. That I wish 2 years ago we started off with Minshew instead of Wentz. And we kept Minshew that season, the next season, and then get Anthony Richardson. Because then Minshew could have mentored him a lot better, even with the plays. But they both came in not knowing very much of the play, so I feel like there's no veteran, conversation going on between a veteran and a rookie. So
yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I disagree with you at all. For anybody that has been watching our episodes and have watched our preseason ones that we've made, they would know that I was super high on Minshew as soon as he came to Indy. I was saying start Minshew and let Richardson develop behind Minshew, but I mean, instead they put Richardson in. He's been rushing like he's Lamar Jackson. Now he's in concussion protocol like Tua. Yeah. And here we are with Minshew starting
a lot of
in
people
week 3.
a lot of people are actually concerned about this man's health. He got hurt in the first game with the knee injury. Now in the second game, got a concussion. So everybody's starting to question his health. So, I mean, honestly, Anthony, you got to listen to what Trevor Lawrence told you in week 1. You got to take care of your body. You know, quit running the ball so much.
Your rapping skills are good, but like you don't want to go back to just recording rap videos. I would want to stay Colts quarterback because people really like you. So think about that, man. Like,
Bro, the whole time I thought he was talking about me. I was like, was I rapping during that whole time I was talking?
I'm rapping.
I was like, what? I was so confused. And then I was like, oh, okay, hold on.
If anything, I was rapping like more towards the beginning of this video. I was talking really fast,
But I heard about that. It was Will Levis, but I don't know because I heard that it was also a joke. I heard that people were just saying something, but Will Levis and his old lady broke up, and then she's talking to Anthony Richardson. So let's throw some drama up in there too.
Anthony Richardson is Mr. Steal Your Girl.
He's got a type with quarterbacks. Huh?
He done hit his head.
Rapping quarterbacks.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, how long ago did you hear about this though?
I was gonna say I think I heard about it
never
yesterday
mind,
or the
then.
day before.
Yeah. He done hit his head and seen Cupid. He was like,
But so yeah, overall, Anthony, just you gotta quit running the ball so much. You need to learn how to slide. We get you're a big dude, but clearly you fall hard.
as big dudes typically do.
But so yeah, so as we said, Minshew's coming up. He's going to be playing week 3, starting quarterback. So high hopes for him. Colts defense, though, I will say, as if you guys didn't hear, they are ranked number 7 from Brady. Running defense is great. They stopped Dameon Pierce from running the ball. Passing defense, though, we got to work on that.
That's the second week in a row Dameon Pierce has been stopped, though. Like, what do you think's going on with that?
He's riding my bench right now. That's what's going on with that.
Trying to trade for him.
I have. I was
So he's only good for keeping it warm right now. Huh?
yeah.
Just lukewarm, not hot.
So
I'll give you Najee Harris.
I'll pull a U. Better come with a pick.
Or Lights and
But so another thing is though, is like I was saying, their pass coverage. Nico Collins went off that game, and I feel like that shouldn't have happened. Tank Dell went off that game. Like he was, like Stroud was looking good, and I mean, it's good to see a rookie quarterback do really well. So, I mean, congratulations to Stroud and how close you was able to keep the game. But Colts, you got to work on your passing defense and get it together. Also, shout out to Zaire Franklin as he's leading tackles right now. So
Yeah, I mean, the Colts defense is doing really good. You breeze through Nico Collins and Tank Dell. He was questionable, coming into this week. He's fully cleared and healthy again now, so he's a full go for his game. But I think really both of those young receivers they've gotten coming in as well as their quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud right now, if you ask me, is looking like, I would have to say, one of the more consistent quarterbacks out of the draft. Because right now, you're only seeing Anthony Richardson, C.J. Stroud, who's the
Bryce
first
Young.
pick? There we go.
yeah,
He's not healthy no more.
no, I've seen that he might be out 1 to 2 weeks. So they got Andy Dalton coming in for him.
Good luck with that. We tried that.
Coming from a Cincinnati Bengals fan.
Man. Yeah.
Everybody hits the waiver wire on him. So another thing is we will try to get it in the video, but Kylan Granson, congratulations, dude. You got your first career touchdown. And what we're going to try to get in the video is the photo shots that he took with his football. So
I like it. Shout out to you. Maybe make this a little clip on TikTok or something.
make sure to try to add you.
Yeah, tag you.
So
Might respond. Who knows?
that is it for that game that I had.
That'd be
So,
cool.
We're going to move on to Justin. You got a game? Some parlays?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and breeze past this first parlay that failed me. And it was a straight money line. You know, I really like money line bets every once in a while. And I went ahead and I picked me 7. It was supposed to go ahead and win me about 3 something. That's not the point. So the first 5 that I'm gonna say I got all right. It was going great, man. It was going great.
He said, I got hopes for something because my team ain't doing great.
I picked the Colts versus the Texans. I picked the Chiefs versus Jaguars. I picked the Bills versus the Raiders. The Giants versus the Cardinals. And the Saints versus the Panthers. They all secured dubs, dog. I was on a roll, man. Should have made a 5-win. The 2 that I was actually kind of questionable on, too. Lions versus Seahawks. I believe that one went into overtime,
It
if
did.
I remember right.
It did, and I was honestly surprised about that game.
And the Seahawks came away with it.
Yeah.
Which, if you ask me, like, wow, thanks for that. I appreciate it. And then the other one that busted it was the Packers versus the Falcons, which also went into
Who'd you
overtime.
take on that one?
I took the Packers,
Oh,
and the Falcons pulled that double. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we really love that. That being said, I'm done with that first parlay that busted. The reason I'm spreading it out is so it doesn't look like I'm a gambling addict or nothing. Also, wants to know if you want to go to the casino this weekend. So, let me know about that.
Like we said, guys, bet responsibly when you are making bets.
Yeah, hit the penny slots. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my first game: the Falcons versus the Packers. One of them that ruined my money line bet. We love it. So the Falcons won that. Desmond Ridder didn't look great, but he also didn't look terrible. He actually just looked like one of those mediocre sitting quarterbacks you see in the league, you know, right around the middle ranks. And he had an interception in the game, but he also had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown. He passed for 237 yards. Above 200 for Desmond Ridder so far is almost unheard of. So he's starting to improve on that aspect. Drake London, we actually see him do something in week 2. He caught 6 of his 7 targets for 67 yards, and he had a touchdown. And he had 1 target he didn't catch last week. So, I mean, it's a big improvement on targets, and it's a big improvement
Oh, yeah, for sure.
on catching because he only missed 1 out of 7. That's not bad. On the other hand, you got Matt Collins shooting over. He came from Las Vegas in the offseason. Yeah, Las Vegas in the
Yeah,
offseason.
dude's jacked.
Yeah, he is. It's not helping him squeeze the ball any tighter, though. He was 3 for 6, and I mean, he made 60 yards out of it. And I believe that he had a touchdown, but
I don't
got
remember if that
over-
got called back.
It did.
Because
It
I
did.
watch Red Zone, so like they're always flipping back and forth, so I can't remember if that one got called
It-
back. But I remember seeing him getting the ball.
Yeah.
It
I
was a touchdown?
No, it got
Oh, it got called
yeah.
back? Okay.
Yeah, it got overturned. I got that in my notes right next
Oh, okay.
to it.
Well, we got a stats guy now, so.
Yeah, we do. That's my stats guy. Next up, you got Jonnu Smith, who outperformed Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jonnu got 4 of his 6 targets for 47 yards, and Pitts caught 2 of his 5 for 15. Now, Pitts, I don't know what's going on, but you almost got an even shot of target share there, but you did way less with it. And you're going to
He's
have
not
to
getting
figure it
looked
out.
at a lot.
He got 5 targets. Jonnu Smith got 6, put up 47 yards, and he actually caught
Well, I'm
4
talking
of
about
6.
overall because the first week he didn't really get looked at a lot either.
That's fair, but neither did Drake London. We've seen Drake London get 7 targets. We've seen target share actually spread around this game.
Is
He was
Bijan and
last.
Tyler Algier just taking over?
It might be that time for him. Speaking of Bijan, the rushing room. Bijan Robinson in week 2. Man, 124 yards rushed on 19 attempts. They gave him 4 receptions, and he put up 48 receiving yards with that.
Dude, I mean, honestly, dude's just crazy. Is it kind of bad to say that I wish the Colts would have got him instead of Richardson? Like, with this whole thing going on with Jonathan Taylor,
Whoa.
I feel like with having Bijan, it might have worked out.
I mean, that is fair, but, like, at the same time, I'm still hoping Taylor kind of comes back and really...
I do too. I really hope Taylor does come back.
really wants to stay with us. The only other person for the Falcons room we got is Tyler Algier. He did get 16 attempts on the day, so only 3 less than Bijan Robinson, but he put up 48 yards with it. And that's all he's seen. Now the Packers, who I was betting on to do so highly of, when I tell you Jordan Love, I don't know.
Technical difficulties with the notes. Hold on.
Trust me, gorgeous. I got his stats.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not 100% because this stat line low-key looks ridiculous for them to have still lost. So I might have messed up a number in here, but Jordan Love.
Jordan Love for 90 attempts, 1,000 yards.
Don't look right.
So the stat line I got for Jordan Love is 3 touchdowns passing for 151 passing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. That's the part of the stat line I was like, wait a second. Did he have 1 or did he
does
have
not have 2 rushing
2 rush attempts?
attempts. He's got 2 carries for 23 yards.
Okay, see, that's where I was probably going with that one. I don't know why the TD part came into play. We're going to go ahead and ignore that. But moving on from that, the guy who caught 2 of the 3 passing touchdowns, who? Jaden Reed.
Yeah, I want to speak about that because I am one of those guys that went and got Romeo Dobbs, and then all of a sudden Jaden Reed's popping off. I'm like, what? So,
I think they're probably going to slowly work Romeo Dubes back into it kind of before they get
well,
him
I
the
don't know
heavy
because
target
Christian
share.
Watson's going to be coming back in too. So,
That's fair. It's just really just whoever. It's really just whoever's going to be popping off for him, if you ask me, until they actually find out who's going to be solid for that team. Because they're all pretty young and unproved themselves. You know, none of them have proven really a decent amount of consistency yet.
mm-hmm.
So he got the 2 of the 3 receiving touchdowns. He only had 4 receptions. So 2 of those was touchdown receptions, and he only had 37 yards. So popping off, not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But he did get 2 touchdowns. Which
Yeah.
is, I mean, yeah, that is popping off.
I'm about to say in
definitely.
fantasy, that's that's points. But
Next, you got Dontavian Wick, who caught 2 receptions for 40 yards, and he had a touchdown as well. He had the last passing touchdown. So, is he going to come more into play in the offense? Maybe, possibly. You know, I mean, he looked good on the 2 receptions he got. If his yards per catch is going to average out to
Right.
20, you know,
Yeah.
that's a first down. But the only other guy I got left for them on their passing is Luke Musgrave, who, I mean, he put up 2 receptions for 25 yards, but really 2 receptions, it's not very good
No.
for
Do you happen to
fantasy.
have the looks? Like, how many times was he targeted?
I believe it was 3 or 4. So
Okay,
his
so it's
target
not like
share is
bad,
not
but
high
yeah.
up there neither. But I mean,
I do
And-
want to say one thing before you end this game. I do want to say that it clearly seems like Aaron Jones is the better running back because A.J. Dillon did not do so well during that game.
well, I'm not ending the game because I'm actually going to go ahead and move to A.J. Dillon, who had 15 attempts for 55 yards and 1 reception for 8 yards. So as a passing back, he's still proven, he's going to get more than 5 yards if you dump the ball away too. He's pretty good at making some kind of space in some open room. Then you got Jordan. Yeah, see, I kept going. I even added him into I don't know what I was looking at. I got it in my notes down here. Jordan Love, 2 rushing touchdowns, amount of 23 yards.
They scored
So-
24 points. So they didn't have 3 passes.
Yeah,
And 2
yeah, I
rushing
know.
touchdowns.
That's why that stat line looks so bad.
I think he meant to probably like
Uh,
2 passing touchdowns, rushed 2 attempts for 23 yards.
Yeah, that's possible.
Could be.
So,
That's possible. You go ahead and start with your game.
all right, so I'm going to combine these games because this team played Sunday and then they played just Thursday. So we got the Giants and Cardinals, and then the Giants also played San Francisco. So I'm going to do a little mixture here, try to do it. But basically, I'm going to just talk about the team and not the game, because the game I am going to talk about is Giants Cardinals. So Joshua Dobbs, the Giants made you look good, but you're not. Okay, so let's just don't get over your head. All right.
Hold on, let me tell him he should sit down for this, dude. You should sit down for this, Joshua. Joshua, sit down.
The Giants made you look good. Their defense is terrible. So let's go ahead and say that. The only reason you look good is also because of Marquise Brown. So I'm just putting it out there, dude. You're not the quarterback. You're not the answer. But I will say the Cardinals did have a decent game overall. They led that game. But what they did what the Cardinals does best. They don't finish games. They let the Giants come back and beat them.
Yeah, that's crazy. Putting up 0 points in week 1 and then beating the Cardinals in week 2. So, what does that mean?
Well, then they were putting up points against San Francisco. So I think they're starting to get back. They did okay without Saquon. Clearly, it was more of a passing game than it was with the running game.
Yeah, definitely
I mean,
more
Matt
pass
Breida-
heavy.
I will say Matt Breida did pretty good with his running attempts. But then, like I said, without Saquon got injured during the Cardinals game. He has a high ankle sprain. Not too sure how long he's going to be out.
Running backs down left and right.
That's for sure. And then
Another one bites the dust.
the only other thing I really got to say is because I don't have much to say about this game. Like I said, Dobbs, you're not the answer. Marquise Brown, you kind of led that team for Dobbs and the Giants defense. But then Cardinals defense was looking good at the beginning. Started letting up, started letting people score. So
They got tired, dude.
So then the Giants came back and won that game. Just honestly, overall, Giants, you got to step up your defense. You just got Isaiah Simmons from the Cardinals. I'm mad about that. So, and then you got Bobby Okereke, or Okereke, however you want to say it. Got him from the Colts. Great middle linebacker. I'm upset about that too. Should have kept him. You did get to see Jalen Hyatt a little bit on the Cardinals game.
Didn't look
So-
terrible.
During San Francisco, you didn't really see him much. Isaiah Hodgins. How do you say it?
Isaiah Hodgins.
He was showing out too. Surprisingly, Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton are still, not injured.
Yeah, with all the injury, the big injury play going around the season already starting out, I'm surprised the New York Giants are one of the healthiest offenses still.
Mm-hmm. So, other than that, I'm going to end it with, Giants, you got to step up the defense, and then you might be a solid team once Saquon comes back and you get your roll together.
Saquon, they need you.
So, We're gonna carry on with Justin.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and throw in my parlay number 2. This was a free one that they threw me for week 2 because in week 1 I made a few and I lost them all because, yeah. So it was just like, here's a free one. What I did with that was Josh Allen over 254 passing yards. He hit it for week 2.
I'm about to
which
say
was
that
great.
was.
Then I did Derrick Henry over 1 pass rush receiving touchdown. He did it, which was great. And then C.J. Stroud to rush over 12.5 yards. And
Oh, dude, that boy was
think
eating
he
dirt.
rushed for 1 yard.
I was gonna say that boy was eating dirt.
I
Whole
believe.
defensive line was back there.
So basically, it didn't completely bust that one, but I would have got 25 if I won that one. They gave me 13. So whatever, that's cool. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna throw in my third parlay because this was bad. It should have been a green light, man. Michael Pittman over 7 reception targets, just targets. You gotta be targeted 7 times. He green lighted it. Good to go. Sam Hubbard over 3.5 tackles or assists in the game. He had like 5 week 1. I was pretty confident in it. It was a pretty low for tackles and assists adding together. I was thinking like, yeah, he's gonna get that. He had me sweating all the way to the end, and he got 4. I mean, he got 4. Then I bet it on DJ Reed to get over 4.5 tackles and assists because he had, I believe, like 8. Green lighted it. He got it. We was rolling. I bet it on my old boy Jesse Bates to get over 5 tackles and assists. Because he had 8 or 9 in week 1. And he did 3. So that busted me right there. Dak Prescott under 236 pass rush yard. I didn't have faith in him. He went and put up like 267, I believe it was, against the Jets. And then you got Russell Wilson under 243 passing yards. And all of a sudden he wanted to put up like almost 300. I make bad decisions, I guess. I'm about to stop. I really mean it. Probably.
No, don't.
That being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to my game note, Ravens.
Oh man, that's pretty bad.
Versus Bengals. You just talked about your team. I'm going to run down my team a little bit. Joe Burrow retweaked his calf. So he's questionable for the game on Sunday. But in this past game, he didn't get 82 passing yards. He did get 222, which ain't as bad. He's looking a little bit better. He got 2 touchdowns. He still threw an interception. And I think he might have retweaked his calf on that 1 rush for 5 yards that he did. I'm not too sure about it. But T. Higgins was the star receiver of that game.
Yeah, he
getting
was.
2 touchdowns, 90 receiving yards, and catching 8 of 12 targets. He really showed out.
Oh yeah, definitely showed out a lot more than putting up a goose egg. So
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot better for week 2 than it was week 1, no lie. Jamar Chase got 5 of his 8 targets, only putting up 31 yards with 0 touchdowns. And Tyler Boyd actually came in, caught 6 of 8 of his targets for 52 yards, which is kind of surprising to me. You know, you think you're going to see him do a little bit less in the offense. Nowadays, he's just starting to get more up there, and he's going to be more of a key player when you really need him. Where I'm going with that, not that I don't like you, Tyler Boyd. I love you, bro. It's great having you. I love it. Irv Smith, he's looking all right. 2 of 4 receptions for 10 yards. And we're going to move on to our running back room, Joe Mixon. They gave that 13 attempts this week, and he got 59 yards with it. And then they gave him 4 receptions, and he managed to get 36 receiving yards out of it. So he's looking pretty decent. You know, he's not doing terrible. 13 for 59 yards is a little rocky. But
yeah,
a blitz-heavy defense that you're facing, you know, you kind of already suspect running backs are going to be getting a little bit less. Travion Williams, they didn't even let him get a rush in. They was like, nah. But they did feed him 2 receptions, and he managed to get 4 yards with that. So, yeah, she's like, you should probably trade him away or just drop him.
Can't trade him yet. Chris Evans is hurt.
You know, I just really feel like there's got to be somebody better.
You guys are just tanking this year.
I hope not. Jeez, that would be crazy. But we're going to go ahead and jump to the other side of the ball for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson put up 237 passing yards. His passing yards are starting to look a lot better this year with more targets on his team.
Honestly, it's really just Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers is just down there, dude.
Zay.
It's his
Zay
name. My
Flowers.
bad.
Put some respect on his name.
My bad.
But I don't know, man, because Nelson Algalore.
You know, I had it right in my head, and then when you started butchering it, I don't know. It scrambled in my. Yeah, I was gonna say it too. It was like. Aguilar.
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar was kind of.
That's wild.
Kind of the star of the show. Lamar Jackson put up 237 passing yards total. He got 2 passing touchdowns, and he had 12 rushes for 54 yards. So, still doing good on the running aspect, and he's actually improving.
Hang on, he had 12 rushes for 54,
Yep.
and you just told me Mixon had 13 for 59.
Yes.
That is wild.
Wow.
That is wild.
And why do you think I said Lamar was a better running back than Najee Harris?
He almost carried the team in rushing.
Yeah, I think he actually he got really close to leading though. Yeah, he got really close. So Nelson Aguilar, yeah, whatever. He got 5 of his.
He said, "I'm never gonna try again."
He got 5 of his 6 receptions. He was actually targeted the most, besides, of course, Mark Andrews, who was finally not questionable, fully healthy at the game. He pulled in 5 of 8 targets for 45 yards, but he got one of those touchdowns that Lamar Jackson threw. Nelson got yeah. I was about to try to say it again. We're just breezing over. He got 63 yards.
That one wide receiver.
Yeah, that one guy.
Nelson.
That one guy, Nelson.
Aguilar. Okay. I don't know. Aguilar had the other receiving touchdown.
He's
Okay.
speaking Latin.
Oh man. Okay. Zay Flowers still looked nice though. He caught 4 of his 5 targets and he got 62 yards, right behind Nelson. Odell Beckham.
Nelson.
Nelson.
I feel like you gotta have like the nerdy glasses with that when you say it. Nelson. Nelson.
When I get there, is that how that goes?
I don't know.
It's something like that. We go ignore that part though. Yeah. Odell was out for week 3. He was targeted 4 times, caught 3 of them, and got 29 yards with it. So, as a wide receiver 3, which is kind of expected since Zay Flowers is doing so good, and they got a Mark Andrews on the team. He's doing all right, but he needs to get healthy again and stop getting hurt on 4 targets. That's crazy.
Well, you know what it is. It's turf. It's the turf. You know, it's what everybody's saying, and they're saying that trade it. My bad. Replace it with real grass. So
maybe we should convince him to start playing on our tailors.
I don't know how we're gonna fit 11 people on here.
We'll just do a 2v2, or not 2v2.
You think it's sturdy enough?
Nah, but that's the fun part.
You think it's sturdy enough? I'm not gonna get up there.
Whoa.
Yeah, do that.
They're in the background throwing money at them.
Parents, please be advised.
All right. That being said, the running back room, man, it is suffering. J.K. Dobbins is out for the season. Justice Hill's now out for this next game. Gus Edwards
Big
put up.
Gus. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I mean he put up 62 yards on 10 attempts, and he got a touchdown out of it. So it's really not terrible. You know, he did pretty good in that aspect of things. Justice Hill, before he got hurt, got 41 yards on 11 rushes. So you can obviously see he's not as good as a rusher as Gus Edwards is. He's just not built the same. But he also got 3 receptions on 12 yards. Now, one prediction I am going to say, since I was looking earlier and I seen that they got Melvin Gordon, I think that Melvin Gordon might just be that number 2 running back we got coming in to kind of balance out Gus Edwards a little bit on Sunday. Could be wrong.
Probably, but then again, Melvin Gordon.
Nice to see him back.
I'm going to say Melvin Gordon don't know how to hang on to a football. That's why Broncos got rid of him.
Training. He can grip it better. But that pretty much sums it up for that game. If you want to go ahead and move on to your next one.
Yeah, so we're going to move on to my last game, which we have talked about, brought up. Commanders versus the Broncos game. So, at that game at first started off terrible. And my boy Brady back there had Sam Howell as the quarterback, and he was getting kind of upset about it at first. So, but it did start to turn around. Brian, like I said, Brian Robinson, we got to see his full potential now. He got to play a full off season. Not play, but, got to be with the off season, got a full rest in the off season, was able to come in, do a full training camp. Now he's able to be the number 1 starter, which he was supposed to be last season, but
yeah, I mean Gibson's done.
Yeah, so that's why I got in here. But I'm gonna bring up the other side of the ball real quick. Marvin Mims for 2 targets, only 2 targets, he broke 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, I picked him up.
What is this like? Are we going to start seeing Marvin Mims a lot more? Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton about to fantasy grade go down?
I don't know. Right now, I got Mims and Sutton, and I'm waiting to see what happens. So,
which one's going on the trade block?
Yeah, that's about right.
But yeah, so back to what you were talking about with Antonio Gibson. I think he's traded next year.
No, I see him unemployed next year.
I don't know. With the way... It just depends on the draft.
Dude, Kareem Hunt was left on free agency. You think Gibson's going to get picked up? Hunt only got picked up because my boy Chubb just went down.
Okay, but here's the other
forever,
thing.
probably.
Here's the other thing.
He might not come back.
That whole thing
That
also
was
factored in money, why he wasn't picked up.
His knee was bent like a stair.
Stare. 90-degree angle. Let's just call it that. No, this man had to stay a stare.
If you just stack, if
That's right. You mean a step?
A
He
step.
said a stare. I don't know what that means. He's the one that's correcting you.
I'm gonna show you that Mac Jones thing. I'm gonna hit the ceiling and get all y'all. Set's over. Shut down.
Oh, dude. Why'd you have to go and do that, Nick?
Man. Nah, but like literally, if you would have stacked like 5 Nick Chubbs, you could have actually walked up another floor with his knees in that moment. I promise.
No, I get it. But
I need y'all to Photoshop that for me.
But
later
the
so
only
they can
reason
get the
Kareem Hunt
concept.
did get picked up is, like you said, because of Chubb going down. But here's the other thing. They're still putting Jerome Ford first anyways.
For now, I mean, they just rehired the guy. They got to make sure he still passes
They did
his
say,
background
so
check.
I will say that well, I have it here as I'm waiting until I get down to my sleepers talk because I don't want to ruin it. So yeah, so Nick Chubb went down. Kareem Hunt got picked up. The only reason he was still on free agents is because of money. Nobody wanted to sign him because of how much he wanted. Well, the Browns are now in a situation where it's like, okay, we probably need to pay him. We need a running back.
I mean, that's no lie.
Antonio
but, I mean,
Gibson, on the other hand, he probably won't want a lot of money because he
he
knows how
better
terrible he's
not.
doing.
I mean,
I'm about to
come
say he
on
probably
now.
knows how bad he's doing. So here's the thing. Baltimore picks up Antonio Gibson.
If I was Baltimore, I just would.
I mean, what else do you got?
Got Gus. They got Melvin Gordon. I'm still high on Melvin Gordon, dog. He was a GOAT back in the day
He was,
for like 5 years or so.
but
I like
I don't know. I just know Baltimore
In
needs a
Denver, he
running
was
back,
jacked.
and depending on how the draft
He did
goes
solid.
for next season, I could see it being a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely possible. I can see where you're going with it. But
And then another thing is that the Commanders made a comeback during that game against the Broncos. It was honestly crazy. Sam Howell started he just chucked the ball down the field, and with two defenders, Scary Terry, Terry McLaurin, caught the ball for a touchdown, and I was honestly amazed. I was like, dude,
yeah, that was over 2 defenders, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yep,
because I just said there's 2 defenders down there.
I knew that.
But-
I was here for that, dude.
I'm going to finish this game off by saying Sam Howell is doing good, and as time goes on, he's going to get better.
We can hope.
Well, Brady still had him, he would hope, but Brady dropped him and got Baker Mayfield.
Brady did not have hope.
So
Hope for Bakery.
so that wraps up my 3 games.
Ooh, wait, you picked up Baker? I'll be talking to you after the episode. Go ahead.
As I was saying, that wraps up my 3 games, so we're going to pitch it back to
I
Justin.
was say, don't look at me. I was talking business, dog.
I was talking trades.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and jump to my 4th parlay real quick. So I had Josh Allen over 22.5 pass completions. I'm going to take it again this week because it seems like it's almost a green light every week, and I love it. I got Michael Pittman over 54.5 rushing yards, and that hit. And then after that, everything went wrong. Anthony Richardson over 28 pass attempts. He went into concussion protocol. Tyreek Hill over 6 receptions. Because, come on now, that is so low. That's crazy. He didn't hit neither. Man had 11 in week 1.
Oh, this was against the Patriots, huh?
Yeah, he had 4 against the Patriots.
That's all right. My boy Raheem Mostert went off that game.
No kidding. The other thing
I guarantee
had,
that's somebody's fantasy name.
Yeah, no
Somebody's
kidding.
fantasy name, Raheem Mustard.
Who's got must? Oh, yeah, we gotta get him to change it too.
Oh,
I like it.
yeah.
So yeah, the other one I had, if you guys aren't following, I got 6 picks on this, and I hit 2 of them. Okay. The other one was Brock Purdy, over 6.5 rush yards. Real simple. Come on, man. He could get that. He put up 3 rushes for I think 20 yards in week 1, which is why I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And he got 5 rushing yards, dude. He was literally he needed a 2-yard rush. And he won that. He got it. Derek Carr, who did really good in week 1. He seemed like, whoa, Brady, whoa, Derek Carr's amazing in New Orleans. Okay, I'm going to bet on him over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Wrong answer.
He let me down on that too, and Brock Purdy.
Yeah. So, I don't think I'm going to go ahead and finish with the rest of my parlays that busted this week just because my feelings are hurting a little bit more right now. And I'm going to go ahead and skip to my other game. So, we got the Buccaneers versus the Bears. Baker Mayfield. Yeah. He put up 317 yards. 317, baby. And he got a touchdown. And that passing touchdown went to my boy, Mike Evans, who caught 6 of 8 of his targets for 171 yards and that touchdown I just told you about.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Talk about a one-man band. He kind of resembled Tyreek Hill out there on that field on Sunday. Not the speed, but as far as what he did for his team versus Tyreek Hill in week 1,
Mm-hmm.
man was going crazy.
Yeah.
So next up, got an even amount of targets, didn't do as much with it, was Chris Godwin. He caught 5 of 8 of his, and he got 58 yards out of it. So, still not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Good game for him, but he didn't look the best. Cade Otton, tight end. He's not dropping nothing, dude. 6 of 6 for his targets versus receptions, and he made 41 yards up out of it. So for a tight end, that's averaging out to, I think, like 7.5 yards a catch or something.
Oh.
See, I ain't terrible at it.
Oh.
I don't have that part in my notes. So
You
that
got
was
the stats
brain
up here.
calculation.
It's all in here. That's why that vein popping up.
Now, for the receivers room, that's pretty much all they got going for them. They got some lower depth receivers on that team that are making something shake with 2 or 3 targets a game, but we don't know who's really taking over wide receiver 3-4 spots right now. I mean, it's kind of iffy. But the running back room, Rachaad White, man.
Yeah, he popped off. Because week 1, he was who? And then week 2, he's like, who is that man? Like, I need him.
Yeah. So, I mean, his stat line for this game in week 2, 17 attempts, 73 yards. So, not terrible, It's not amazing. He's not averaging more than 10 yards of rush or anything like that, but it's still way more than most of the other running backs that are trying to be productive.
Right.
At the beginning of the season, I mean, he's just proven that he's that guy for Tampa Bay at least. He caught 5 receptions for 30 yards as well. He didn't get him a touchdown this week, but that's going to be coming soon because the running back room's looking a little bit more iffy behind him. They got Sean Tucker, who's probably going to be taking the number 2 spot. He did get a touchdown. Ooh, look at me being wrong again. Oh, no. It was there. I'm blind though. I didn't see that. Yeah, substitute. You come in for me. Yeah. Going crazy. I'm messing up today. That's why we don't do late episodes. All right. So Chase Edmonds for Tampa Bay. He came in for 2 attempts, got 12 yards, and a torn MCL or some sort of MCL
That don't surprise
injury.
me.
So he's going to be out for a while. They're still waiting on a timetable for that. So I think Sean Tucker's probably going to elevate to that number 2 running back spot, even though he was buried on that depth chart a little bit, unless they go and decide to sign another running back for some more better depth because they don't like Sean Tucker. But as far as I heard before the season started, they was kind of high on him. So I think they're going to let that ride and see how that goes. On the other side of things, Justin Fields' interception to touchdown ratio is 2-1 in week 2.
Jeez.
Now, don't get that misconstrued. No, the man did not throw 2 touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown. Now, he did get 211 passing yards, and his rushing yards was again extremely low for Justin Fields.
So I will say this. There was a press conference that got released. Justin Fields said that he feels like he's been basically not feeling himself. Felt like it's kind of robotic out there because of the coaching staff. They're not trying to get him to run the ball. They're trying to get him to throw the ball. Which I understand you don't want your quarterback to go and get hurt, but it's what Justin Fields does. It's how you guys get down the field. So he said, week 3, basically, I'm going to go out and I'm going to play. So he basically said, forget your play calls. I'm going to just do me.
I mean, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I would like to see maybe, him looking a little bit more like himself in week 3. Give him at least 8 opportunities.
So he's not a pocket quarterback, so.
Because in week 2, he didn't look good when he did rush the ball. I mean, he rushed 4 times for 3 yards. He did get a rushing touchdown out of it. So, I mean, that's cool. But I'm pretty sure that was like a QB sneak or a little outside last effort run to the side. One of his normal little rushing touchdowns. That's not unusual for him. What is unusual is the little amount of yardage that he's getting on his Mahomes rushes and how little he is rushing. Because their O-line's not fixed. He's just like more under pressure and passing it away or passing it to a defender.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not working. So DJ Moore was top of receiving for them. It could have been Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool was top of targets. He had 8. We'll get to that later. DJ Moore caught 6 of 7 of his targets for 104 yards. And he managed to not come away with a touchdown.
Yeah, that hurts.
So
you go for 104 yards and then, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, good game is receiving wise, but I mean, he couldn't secure a touchdown for himself. Darnell Mooney, who went down with 0s on his stat line in week 2. Is cleared for the Kansas City game. So that's good news.
I do hope to see the Bears do a lot better during the Kansas City game. I honestly do. Just because, like, when you when you brought up the record thing, that it was, like, kind of the surprising part where, I figured they're going to do a lot better this year. They got DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Komet on offense for targets.
Yeah, I mean,
and then defense, you got TJ Edwards, Trey Edmonds.
Yeah,
Tremaine Edmonds, sorry.
They better start doing better. I mean,
Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker. I'm just like, man, your defense is pretty good. Like,
Kansas City's not the team to do that, I don't think. I think they're probably going to see another upset this week, unfortunately.
So
which
you
maybe
guys hear
not.
The Bears are already going to be on his 0-3 list.
Yeah, you guys are probably going to hear them on the 0-3 list next week. But we will see. The list will get smaller and smaller each week. So we'll see how it pans out. I love this time of year. Darnell Mooney, we said we went down. He was cleared for the Kansas City game. Chase Claypool, who was targeted the most, 8 targets. He only caught 3 of them. I don't know what he's doing. They should know he's not very good by now. But he did get the only touchdown that Justin Fields threw, and he made 36 yards out of the 3 catches that he did catch. So, not terrible there. But Cole Kmet, their tight end, got 4 of 6 with 38 yards and put up 38 yards. No touchdown there. You got Khalil Herbert, who rushed 7 times for 35 yards in the running back room. And he caught 1 reception, put up 23 yards with that 1 reception. So that was a pretty decent run for him. Rashawn Johnson, who we seen pop off in week 1, didn't look as hot in week 2. But that was because of his targets. And that was because of his target share. He only got 4 attempts on the ball. Khalil Herbert only got 7. They didn't rush very much with their running back room.
No.
So, with him only getting 4 rush attempts, he put up 32 yards, and he still got 2 receptions on it and put up 10 yards 10 yards total on those, averaging out to 5. So, I mean, it's not bad. He's a running back, and he's big and bulky. Like, I mean, you don't expect that guy to be a passing back.
Yeah.
That pretty much wraps up the 3 games that I'm talking about this week. So I'm going to let you wrap it up. Man, you already wrapped it up.
I wrapped up my 3 games, yeah. But I'm going to move over to my sleepers that I am going to talk about.
Yes,
some people
wrap up with the sleepers.
Yeah. So, you ain't got no more news and notes?
I mean, I got the other busted parlay. But you know what? We'll talk about my fantasy. I got that in my notes too. But you go ahead.
Go ahead with your fantasy, because I'll wrap up with the sleepers.
All right, I like it. So, we're going to ignore the other parlays, but we're going to jump on to how my fantasy season's going real quick, because...
let's talk about, like, before, like, it started, like, after the draft. Let's talk about, like... Let's talk about you were up here. You was up here with your team.
Yeah, before the draft. Okay, I had 6 solid keepers. We was ready. We was rocking. We was rolling. And before the draft, I had 3 first-round picks in this year's draft. We got a keeper league going. So, like, we have the ability to trade our picks 4 players and stuff like that in our league throughout the season. I stacked mine. I try my hardest to stack mine every year. I had 3 first-round picks. I thought it was going to be an amazing year. I thought we was going to be doing good. I should have put myself on that 0-2 team. I changed my fantasy name to the Injured Regime on fantasy football.
That's why my name's this important.
Yeah,
That's Jabroni Nation.
not bad. Pretty solid. Now, since I told you that I changed my name to the Injured Regime, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into it and we're going to talk about why. I started this season with Cooper Kupp on IR. Coming back from an injury. And
Going back on the injury.
And then he retweaks his hamstring injury and he goes on IR.
And here we are without him still.
Still don't got him. Waiting on him to come back. And Puka Nacua is popping off for them. Tutu Atwell's looking amazing for some reason this year. And Van Jefferson, who I decided to pick up as the next best thing to Cooper Kupp, is doing terrible. So I dropped him. He's gone. He's not getting brought up. However, after week 2, Nick Chubb is now going to IR, and he's probably done. I don't think he's coming back and playing again. I mean, I might as well drop him, but I'm trying to trade him to somebody who has an open IR spot because I obviously don't with Cooper Kupp. That ain't working too well because everybody's seen his injury by now. Now, next to that, we got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, who have both been bums lately. They need to get it together because they're really messing up my fantasy season in several leagues, not just one. I drafted Charbonnet thinking that he was going to be great, and he's not panning out well because they're not giving him enough
and
of a share.
You traded Walker.
I did. I didn't think Kenneth Walker was going to be that good coming into week 2 or year 2. Since they drafted another round 2 running back in this year's draft. So, I mean, I'm thinking about dropping him. Rashee Rice ain't working out. I let him go. I missed terrible things on the waiver wire. I picked Allen Robinson thinking he was going to be the target haul, and he did not pan out to be the target haul. I'm throwing my white flag for fantasy this year, and that's almost in 3 different leagues. So that's pretty much all I got. That's my team for 1 league, but
All right, guys.
I don't want to talk anymore.
All right, guys, we're about to close out. I got one thing to talk about, and that's going to be picking up some sleepers. I got 4 of them on here. That's about it. And then after that, I'm going to close it out. So first guy, we got Baker Mayfield. So as you guys already know, Brady got him. And if you guys picked him up after week 1, congrats. But yeah, so I said good quarterback to cover for bye weeks, or if you have Mike Evans. Another sleeper, Jerome Ford. I'm sure everybody was hitting waiver wires after Chubb went down. Get Jerome Ford.
I tried.
I'm sure people also got Kareem Hunt, but Coach Stefanski said that Ford is still their number 1 right now, and so basically he can't do it.
I'm gonna say right now. So like week 4, Kareem Hunt.
Justin, he got Marvin Mims already, but I'm saying Marvin Mims because off of 2 targets, he broke 100 yards, so he might get the ball a lot more, proving that he can catch and proving that he can catch and beat his defender. Shocking one. I'm leaving this for last because it's kind of shocking that I'm saying this. Pick up Zach Ertz. He has hit double digits on Fantasy League in the past 2 weeks. I get they're playing Dallas, so that also is another reason why I would probably pick him up because of quick checkdowns. So, with those sleepers being said, guys, make sure to follow us on all social medias, Facebook, TikTok, somewhat of Twitter, that I'm on there, Instagram, but make sure
It's X, bro.
Oh, yeah, my bad. X, Now,
Elon's gonna come and get you while you sleep. You better watch it.
make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so when you guys will get notified when we post. Other than that, you guys already know, because if you ain't balling with your boys, who you balling with?
Nobody keep falling.